Okay, really quick, I'm going to just kind of give Frankenstein here a base coat, okay, in black, and it's going to look like this. This is my paint. It's not actually even black. It's called rubber gray, right? Um, rubber black. Okay, so flat tip brush, and I'm just gonna kind of swirl. Let me see if I can get this into frame. The brush, and like I said, this is really rough on brushes. You kind of swirl it around until there's like a flat plane right here uh, of paint, almost like dry brushing, except you don't want it to be that dry. Okay, now here's Frankenstein, and what you do is you just kind of rub like this. It's so fast, right? You just kind of rub the gray into him, and then just keep going. It's so fast, and I'm at an angle here, so let me stop doing that so that you can kind of see how this goes. And it just creates a super thin layer of paint, right? Without having to, without having to, and this isn't focusing. Why isn't this focusing? Whatever. Be so meticulous with like round brushes, and this is something I'm really finding that I enjoy because this is already primed and already highlighted, with basics. This is just like basic highlighting, just some dry brushing to pick out the high points, and it's which is unnecessary if you're going to do it this way, because what I'm doing is actually creating the base coat for the entire mini. And you don't even have to do it as one color. I'm just doing it because this is the easiest way to demonstrate this, right? If you want, you can, and I'll do that in the next step. You can do multiple colors, right? To create variations in the mini that you're painting. Okay. I've never done this on a video before, so it's going to be weird. Okay, now look. Is that going to focus? Maybe. Not too bad. See, it's just this really, really thin rubbed on coating of paint, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is really quick, I am going to grab some brown. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to get some green. Let's get some really interesting green in here, or at least a common green, so that... Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. The brush is not very wet at all, okay? It's not dry, like if you're dry brushing, but it's also not very wet, okay? So again, going into here, doing this little rub around, that actually is a little too wet. When you see it, it's not glossy. It's also not incredibly flat. I guess satin would be the word. Okay, so here we go again with, okay, just kind of get this in through here. And again, this isn't something that I'm going to keep. I'm just doing this to show you what it looks like. And just do this really, really, really thin rub on, okay? At places where you think that the green would go good, because you're going to use regular, round brushes or whatever your preference is. When you start to do the detail work. This is just kind of getting some tones in here, kind of making it interesting, maybe where some lights hitting this guy, okay? And now that I've done this, I'm like, I should have gone with the brown and done the green on top of it. But here we are anyway. But again, I'm not saving this mini for anything in particular. Just this little demonstration because I said I would. Actually, let's do this. This is black red. And I like this color a lot. Okay, so how about okay, I'm gonna like wipe my brush for a second, get some of that green off of there, wipe it again, go into here and again do this little circular rub thing, okay? All right, here we go. And I'm gonna hit his clothing with this, and I'm pressing really hard. I mean, I'm not, I guess maybe not pressing hard is the wrong way to put it. I'm not being careful. I'm being a little sloppy about this whole thing. So over where the black is, I'm gonna leave the darkest parts alone, but like let's like emphasize his butt right here, okay? For some reason they made his butt really prominent. So we're gonna take some of this brown and over the gray that we did, I'm sorry, the rubber black, we're gonna like emphasize his butt a little bit, and some of those highlights, and we're gonna leave like these wrinkles in his knees. We're going to leave those alone. Those are going to still be the gray black, the rubber black. Okay. And here we go again. And we're doing this. Okay. So his clothing has gotten some brown in it. And I guess that was the original color of the monster's clothes, even though they look black and white in the black and white film. Okay. So there's that. And again, I apologize. It's really hard to see because I'm just doing this really off the cuff. And now I'm going to go back to the green and hit the face again really quick. Going to hit some of the higher parts up here. And when we get into the detail work, like the shading and all of that, this will become a little bit more important. But so we have three layers of color, right? And what I'll do is I will also take a picture and I will attach this to the post as well. So there's 3 layers of color already. There's the darkest parts with the rubber black. There's kind of like this mid-tone sort of with the red black that's sort of brownish, and then on top of that we're doing this green, and just to like kind of get some tones in there, right? And let me get his hands too. Again, really quick, just kind of getting in there, but again, super thin, and the details come out later. You know what? We're going to emphasize his butt again, and some of the, like his shoulders, like hit it with this green, and you just do as many layers as it takes to get the opacity that you want, right? And that's it. These are, again, this is really, why? Let me see if I can get that to focus for a second. Nope, not at all. All right. So, like I said, I'll take a picture and I'll attach that. And if you want to, here, maybe this will be a little bit, I'm going into this leftover thing of yellow that I have over here, and let's pick up a little bit of red while we're at it. These are super dry. This might not even work, but let's kind of get some, yeah, okay. Some colors in through here. Okay, and let's get this down here as well. Give it some differentiation. Okay, and that's it. And then I just do entire minis with this as a base coat. For the Marvel United minis, then I start to do details on top of all of this. But for the Cthulhu Wars, I did the entire minis just using this technique, but it was like layer after layer after layer after highlighting because it was so big, and I could use these flat brushes for the entire thing, right? There were a few places where I went in with the smaller round brushes for finer details, but few and far between on those large minis. For this, though, you have like a pretty nice base coat to like start to build up from, depending on how you want to do it. And I like doing this with shadows too, really quick. I did this with Quicksilver. Man. Um, there, oh, that's even worse. Okay. So there we go. So up here, it's like I just did the entire mini in this light blue, and as he turns around, I started to darken the blue, right, with the same brush. Just used a darker blue, hit the shadows, and then I went back through again and hit again his butt with and his shoulders with the lighter brush, right? And then all of the same. Then I did white with the gloves, really quick. It's gray underneath here, and then a whitish gray on top, um, and then just started hitting the highlights and doing the detail work with the smaller brushes. Okay, that's it.